Hi, this is Jeremy Schoonmaker. I'm a Print TC with the Channel MPS group, and in this video I'm going to show you how to simplify the process of retrieving jobs from job storage using embedded badge authentication. Embedded badge authentication is a feature that HP added that allows you to add a badge reader to the device without having to add a third-party solution. The local user logins on the machine can be tied to the badge swipes to recognize users, so rather than having to type in a PIN code to log into the device, users can swipe their badge. Now you can use this authentication method to drastically simplify the process of retrieving jobs at the device and somewhat mimic what those secure pull print solutions would look like without having to purchase one. So if you have a small environment, not too many devices and not too many users, this works really well and can set up a really nice flow for users to store jobs and then retrieve them with their badge. I'm going to walk through the basics of how to set up the embedded web server as well as the driver, and then I'll show you what the end user flow will look like when they're actually at the device. Go ahead and refer to my other videos for specifics on what each of the settings does, but I'm going to show you all the settings that I made changes to in the web server. To start off with, I'm here in the web server under the Security tab under Access Control, and the first thing I need to do is click the Setup button to enable embedded badge authentication. This is just a on and off switch. So you click Setup, you'll be asked to enable badge authentication, you push OK, and then the badge reader will be active on the machine. The second thing I like to do is set up my permissions for users. You can set up whatever permissions you like, but for this video, there's two things I'm going to change. First is here in this device guest column, I'm going to lock out the print from job storage application from guests being able to access. And what this is going to do is make it so that anybody who wants to pull from job storage has to log in at the machine. The second thing I'm going to do, if you expand the print from job storage tree, is I'm going to look at this ability to view other specific users, jobs, and folders permission, and I'm going to disallow device users from doing that, okay? So what this is going to mean is that once the person logs in, they're only going to be able to see the jobs that they printed and stored on the device, not any other users, which is generally what people would want. So we're going to uncheck this box and check this print from job storage box to lock device guests out from the application completely. With those two settings in place, I'll scroll to the bottom and I'm going to add my device user account. The key to this is to add a network username, the network username that they'd be using when they print. That way when they authenticate with their badge, we'll know which jobs are associated with that authentication. Once you have that in place, make sure to click Apply and then browse over here to the Protect Stored Data tab. Now on the Protect Stored Data tab, we're going to scroll to the bottom and we're going to manage how stored jobs are handled by the device. There's a few settings here that we're going to go through. Some of these are just nice to have and others are really important. The one that's the most important, which is what I'll start with, is this behavior when users are authenticated. You need to change this to assist users to their jobs. This will make it so that when the user logs in, not only does it know what jobs are associated with them, but it's going to bring them immediately to those jobs rather than having them click through a folder structure to find their jobs. So we're going to assist users to their jobs. I also would like to change the retain temporary jobs after reboot to personal jobs only so that reboot isn't wiping out any jobs that we've stored. I like to increase the temporary job storage limit to the max of 300 jobs. When this gets to the max, it starts replacing jobs. So if you print a new job and we're at the 300 max, the oldest stored job is going to get wiped off the machine. So I like to make this as large as I can to avoid that as much as possible. And I like to change the temporary stored job retention to 1 day so that after 24 hours from when a job's printed, it's going to get wiped off the machine. And that helps us avoid this job storage limit. Now with those settings in place, I'm going to hop over here to General tab and Home Screen Customization. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that print from job storage application, by default is nested inside a folder called Print. I'm going to take it out and put it here on the home screen. From there you can change your home screen however else you want. You see I've simplified it by taking some other icons off. But having that print from job storage button there on the home screen is going to make it really easy for users to just click on that button, log in, and then get to their jobs. So that's all the embedded web server customizations you need to do. Looking at the driver, you're going to go over to the driver and open up the properties and go to preferences. You're going to want to go to the job storage tab and change the job storage mode to personal job, make job private to pin to print, and then type in a pin code. Now this pin code doesn't even matter. We're not actually going to use whatever this pin is going to be. The fact that we're authenticating the device is going to unlock our jobs for us with pin to print. So it doesn't matter what one you put in here. And then I like to unclick this display job ID when printing so that we don't get a pop-up each time we print. You can also add a printing shortcut for this. I've added one called job storage that has all those settings in there. You see when I'm on that shortcut, I have all those job storage settings in place. When I click off of it, none of those settings are in place. So I have that job storage printing shortcut set up, and I click apply to make sure that it's the default view when I print. What this is going to mean is that users don't actually have to go into the driver properties at all in order to set up job storage. All of their jobs are going to be stored by default. So those are the settings that you need to set up. Now I'm going to transition to showing you what this workflow is going to look like. So it's pretty straightforward. Users are going to have a print job. Here I've got a Word document. They're going to click File, Print, and then just click Print. There's no need to go into the print properties because remember we set up job storage by default. So we're going to click Print. That job's going to get stored, and here you get a quick glimpse on the front panel that something happened, that it's stored. Right now print from job storage is locked, so I'm going to badge in. And that should unlock, and you see that it signed me in. From there I click Print from job storage. It takes me immediately to my documents and only my documents, and you see that it's unlocked those documents that were sent with a pin. Then I just click on the jobs that I want, click Print, and I'm done. It's that simple. And again, this looks very much like a secure pull print solution would look, where you badge in and then you're immediately brought to your jobs. So this is the behavior we can mimic on the front panel. Now, just so you're aware, you can tie this to a few other features that are common in secure pull prints. You see I've got a Scan to Me button. So when I badge in, I can have it recognize my email address and know who I am. So I can do a Scan to Me, and every user would get their scans to their own email address. There's also job statistics that you can enable in the device so that we're tracking all the pages that are going through and tying those to individual users. And we can also set up quotas tied to that badge login, as well as color restrictions with quotas so that we can control how much color and how many pages each user is allowed to print, scan, copy using their login. So this can be a really elegant solution. Again, it's really great for small environments. Once you get a lot of users and a lot of different devices, because all these things have to be configured individually on the devices and those users have to be added through either manually or an import, it starts to get really heavy lift when you get a large environment. But for small environments, it works really well, and it gives users a great experience.